Good day, greetings, and welcome back to another lesson. In this lesson, we're going to be focusing on evidence supporting the movement of continents over time. So your lesson objective for this lesson is you should be able to discuss the evidence for continental drift. If you think back to the previous lesson, I mentioned that Alfred Wegener dedicated his entire life to proving the scientific community wrong, that the continents are indeed moving. In this lesson, we're going to look at all the evidence that Alfred Wegener came up with to justify his argument as to why he believed the continents were moving. So the first one is continental fit, or simply, it fits together as a jigsaw puzzle. If you look at Africa and South America, the first thing you will notice is that it looks as though you can take these two continents and you can place them and fit them exactly into one another. So that is why Alfred Wegener believed that the continents were once joined, because South America and Africa fits so perfectly in with one another. If you look at the rock structure as well between South America and Africa, we will notice that it is exactly the same rock on both continents. If we look at the mountains, they have very similar characteristics as well. So that is the first piece of evidence that supported his theory that the continents were once joined. However, the scientific community wasn't fully convinced, so he went out to find even more evidence. Alfred then turned to the fossil records, and what he found was that the fossils found in Africa and the fossils found in South America was exactly the same animal. So some examples of these fossils included a dinosaur known as a Mesosaurus. A Mesosaurus is an aquatic animal. However, it was a freshwater aquatic animal. So that meant that the Mesosaurus couldn't have swam across the ocean between the two continents because they were freshwater, and it only means and makes sense that these continents were once joined, where they were able to freely move between the two continents. Then, if we look at the seafloor, particularly in between Africa and South America, we notice that the seafloor is spreading. Now, in this lesson, you don't have to be able to explain in depth about the seafloor spreading. You only should be able to name it as a point of evidence. We will be looking at it way more in depth in a bit more later on. Then, the last piece of evidence that Alfred found was glacial deposits. So the glacial deposits were very similar in structure and composition, but it was found in different parts of the world. It was found in Antarctica, in Africa, South America, India, and Australia. So that then means that these continents must have been joined together to actually form these glacial deposits. So it could not have been, or it couldn't have formed separately because the environments were completely different in present day. It means that the continents were once joined together where they all experienced the same climate. If we look at glacial striations is just referring to these grooves or these cuts within the rock. As the glacier moves from a high area to a low area under the force of gravity, it grinds on the rock beneath it, creating these striations. So these glacial striations have also been found in areas like the Amazon, which we know is extremely hot. There's no snow there, and in present day, the glacials just wouldn't be able to survive for long periods of time. And again, that tells us then that South America wasn't in its current position as it was today. It must have been further south where it was colder.